block time every day to look for properties that meet your criteria and talk to enough people to get a lead every day.
All righty, this is super awesome. Welcome back to Are You Winning? This is Craig Zuber, Coach Zuber here, and I'm here today with this amazing Heidi Fore. Heidi is a business owner. She's an investor. She's an awesome business coach. How you doing, Heidi?
I am doing fantastic, Craig. Thanks for having me here today.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thanks so much for being here. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about you, Heidi, where you're from, what you want people to know about you?
I'm Heidi Fore. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. I am an executive coach with MAPS Coaching for 34 wonderful coaching clients. I teach a course on buying rental properties successfully. I help people buy and sell houses. I lead a team of agents who sell houses in Kentucky and Indiana and Ohio. And I'm a landlord for 55 rental properties. I'm a mom and a wife and a sister and an advocate for kids who are in foster care or group homes. So I have a few things going on in my life.
Wow, that is a lot. I heard you're a great cook too, Heidi. Is that true?
It is not true at all. I don't know where you heard that. No part of that is true.
You've done pretty well, Heidi, at focusing on building wealth and investing through real estate. So let's just jump in, right? Like this podcast is about what people are winning at and what exactly you're doing to win. So just tell us, what is it that you are winning at right now?
I'm winning at finding rental properties that can cash flow a profit of preferably $300 a month, but at least $3,000 a year. And started doing this in 2018, just getting really purposeful about it, time blocking for it daily and figuring out all the ways to find them and fund them. And so now I teach other people how to do it.
So let's just go back to 2018. What was it about that year or that led up to you making the decision to start focusing on this?
Sure. First, I have to go back to 2015 to get there. In 2015, I went to volunteer at an orphanage in Jamaica in Montego Bay, and I absolutely fell in love with the 26 kids there. And I just felt like I needed to spend more time helping them. And so I moved to Jamaica for 3.5 years in 2015. And my real estate business in Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio still continued without me. The team still sold over 100 units a year every year that I was out of the country, which is great. That's totally props to the leaders of the team. But when I came back from Jamaica at the end of 2018, I knew that it wasn't going to be good forever. And someday I'll go back to Jamaica. And if that children's home needs a director, my husband and I want to be able to say, yeah, we're here. We'll be happy to be the director and serve 2 years there. But that would mean we would need to completely have our rental properties replace all of our other income and have completely passive income. So it's so that someday we can go be directors if needed, and for sure just go back to volunteer in Jamaica.
All right,
that's so what started it.
You have this big heart. You care about serving others. You go off to Jamaica for a year, which is phenomenal in itself, right? Donating your time, working in the orphanage. It's unbelievable. That is awesome. And through that experience, you come back and you realize, all right, I got to be intentional about replacing my income or funding my life, basically, so I can get back there. Have the freedom to get back there without any other distractions.
Right. So while we were there, those 3.5 years, I still was keeping in touch with my buyers and sellers and team members every day via Zoom. And I was a MAPS coach at the time, as well as doing coaching calls. So I couldn't do that from the orphanage because there wasn't always electricity or internet. It's at the top of a mountain. Sometimes it's just utilities are hard to come by. It goes out. So I had to rent a townhome at the bottom of the mountain where there was always internet and electricity. So the next time that we go back, I want to be able to just stay at the top of the mountain and not have to be dependent on work and other income.
So any obstacles that you faced during that 3.5 period of time where you were there, you're figuring out a way to mitigate that So when you go back, you have 100% focus.
Right. Yeah.
I love it. That's so awesome. So it sounds like you got pretty clear, pretty intentional. You come back and now we're at 2018. So now what? What exactly did you do?
We started off just renting out our homes as Airbnbs. So we had a vacation home in Costa Rica and we had a home in Kentucky, in Louisville, Kentucky. And we started off renting those and us moving to another home, a new home. And we've done that. We kept doing that of like move somewhere, fix it up, keep it as a rental, move somewhere, fix it up, keep it as a rental. And I started realizing there's this one particular zip code in our area where the rents were high and the purchase prices were low. And so I got very determined and purposeful about buying in that zip code. I started making myself go once a week to networking events where there would be investors there that might want to sell me their homes or know someone that would. I started sending out postcards every month to that zip code. I started Facebook ads for that zip code and letting my people in my world, my friends and family know, like, I want to buy here. And that's it. It's just, and I signed myself up for MLS searches, and I signed myself up on auction sites for that specific area. So some of the houses that I bought were from, all of the houses I bought were from all of those places that I just told you. Some of them were from the postcards, some from the MLS search, some from the auction searches, some from going to those investor events and friends and family, like all of it.
Wow. Okay. So you come back from the island. Now we know we have this purpose. So you get clear on your purpose. You get really clear and intentional. You start to educate yourself. You start to let people know exactly what you're looking for. You start to, just go all in. You start to execute and educate yourself at the same time. And the more you execute, the more clear you got.
Absolutely. And I track numbers on everything. So I'm constantly tracking how much does my life cost? How much will I have to replace? And how much profit can I get for each property? So then I know how many more properties that I need. And I'm looking at that almost daily of where we are with income and expenses and how close are we to that magic number.
So 2018, you start, and right now we'll fast forward. We're about 4 years later.
Yep.
Almost on the money.
Mm-hmm.
So in that 4-year period of time, what have you accomplished?
Well, right now I have 53 homes in this area that get rented. Like, some of them are vacation, but mostly long-term. I have a home in Florida and one in Georgia. I sold the condo in Costa Rica and bought in an opportunity zone here in the Louisville area because the tax advantages were so good and the properties were so much cheaper. I was able to increase the cash flow that way. And the same thing with, I sold one of the Louisville houses and did a 1031 exchange for the house in Florida since that time as well. So we're just kind of upgrading right now. I'm not looking to, I don't need any more properties. I'm just upgrading the ones that I have, either making them cash flow better, or if they're already maxed out on cash flow, should I trade them in for another one that would bring in more profit annually?
So 4 years, you have 53 properties. You have this website now in this class called fundyourbiglife.com.
Mm-hmm.
How close are you to that freedom number of being able to get back to Jamaica and get back to the top of the hill? How close are you?
We're there. I just have to keep all my properties rented out. We're good. We could go back. We can go back.
So in a 4-year period of time, with focus and intentionality and commitment and executing, you've basically accomplished the ability to fund your big life.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That is unbelievable.
It was
like, look, 4 years goes by in a blink.
Mm-hmm.
Did you imagine back in 2018 that in 2022 you would have already been there?
Nothing ever happens fast enough for me, so I wanted to be here a year ago.
Hey there, I'm Jeremy Herman, CEO and co-founder of Clarity Now. Listening to this podcast means that you're committed to your career and to growing your business. You're the reason why we created Clarity Now. You see, Clarity Now is the real estate software designed to transform real estate agents into business owners. Now, being a great real estate agent is an entirely different skill set than being a great business owner. That's where Clarity Now can help. Clarity Now is powerful because some of the industry's top real estate coaches built it. We know what insights as coaches top performers need to grow their business. So, do you have a business plan based on your net profit goals? Do you know how you're performing against your quarterly goals? Do you generate a P&L each month? Do you have the best tools to help your team members hit their goals? Are you managing your company's pipeline and conversion reports? Do you have the data that you need at your fingertips to run a successful business? Clarity Now can solve all these problems. Visit us at www.claritynowre.com and schedule a personalized tour to learn more. Mention this ad and we'll throw in 1 month for free. Congratulations on your success, and let's take your business to the next level together.
Anybody that's listening into this conversation right now, if they really did want to get there even faster, hey,
Yeah.
Heidi got there and accomplished her big life, her funding her life in 4 years.
Yeah.
What would you tell them? Is there specific instructions that you would tell them if you want to get there in 2 years or 3 years versus 4 years? Here's exactly what you would need to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's easy. It's block time every day to look for properties that meet your criteria and talk to enough people to get a lead every day. It always comes down to 20 conversations a day, doesn't it? In whatever we're trying to do.
Seems that way. Right, the more
Yeah.
conversations you have, the more you learn, the more opportunities are created, and the more you execute on. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. If every day someone is intentional about talking to 20 people a day about finding a house or a duplex or a fourplex in a certain area, find it. It's about consistency.
What do you think prevents people from actually doing this?
I think there's a fear of, what if the house is vacant? What if someone moves into my rental house and then they don't pay? What if someone moves into my rental house and they trash it, they tear it up? What if my tenants call me nights and weekends when I don't want to be working? Those are some of the things that I hear from people who take my class, the Fund Your Big Life class. Those are some of their concerns.
Did you have any of those concerns?
For me, I understand risk and reward. And for me, the risk of that was worth the reward of having the profit from rental properties completely fund my life and allow me the freedom to live where I want. I'm very fortunate to be married to a wonderful man who can fix everything and can handle those tenants that call him nights and weekends. And he's a great partner in our journey of building our financial freedom.
Okay. Anything else that you want to share in regards to, what somebody needs to do, what you've done, any obstacles, any struggles, heartaches? Was it really that easy? Just be that purposeful, that intentional, start sending out posts, executing. Like, what else should they be looking around the corner for?
Always have different ideas of how you would get out of a deal. Like if you would sell it, like for example, if you buy a condo and you say, I'm going to make it a vacation property, as a short-term rental. And then all of a sudden the condo association says you can't have short-term rentals. Okay, now you have to make it a rent-term rental. And then what if they said you can't have rentals at all? So then you have to either like sell it or make it, well, you'd have to sell it. And so you just have to be able to, when you're buying a property, just know if this plan A doesn't work, what's my plan B and my plan C? Always have those backup plans for each property so that if best case scenario doesn't work out, you can still be okay with the backup plan for that property. In investor circles, they call it having multiple exit strategies. And the
Excellent.
other thing I would say is keeping a positive mindset that whatever happens, we'll handle it. And it's always a good market for somebody. So we just have to constantly be asking ourselves in the market ahead, who is it a good market for?
So is that a part of your criteria then in regards to, hey, the properties that we buy, we want to make sure that there's a large enough audience that could actually exit us out of this, meaning more than just cash, more than a portfolio loan or a commercial loan. Hey, this is FHA or any other kind of financing. Like it opens up the audience of who could buy this property. Is that one of the ways you look at it?
Sure. We always want to buy properties that are going to have the greatest amount of demand. They're going to appeal to the most amount of buyers or renters. Absolutely. Yeah. We always want to buy, and we also, we like to buy properties that would be affordable for people. We don't, except for the Florida house, we don't have any like luxury properties. They're just like a 2 or 3 bedroom close to downtown. So there's always going to be demand for it.
So let's talk about that Florida property, because it seems outside of that one focus of a zip code that you're talking about. Hey, I got all these properties. This one zip code is providing me the cash flow, funding my big life. Where the heck did this Florida property come from?
It's as close as I could get to Jamaica, but still be able to drive to it.
So that one's more for you then.
It's for us. It's our, it's going to be our retirement home, and we're just buying it a few years early so that it can, the renters can pay down the mortgage before we move there.
Love it. So how long will that be?
So I am a mom. My kids are in 6th and 8th grade, and they know which high school they want to go to, and it's in Indiana. So as long as they're happy in school, we'll be in Indiana. But after that, we're either going to Jamaica or Key Largo to our house there.
That's great. All right, Heidi. So fundyourbiglife.com. Tell us about this class. Just give us a little insight. So somebody, how much is the class? How long is it? And what would you take by participating in this class?
Yeah, thanks for asking. It's 8 weeks and $800. So it's like, and it's 8 hours. So it's basically take somebody from, I don't know where to get started, but I know that I do want to fund my retirement years, be able to fund my life with rental properties. Takes them from that to, by the end of the class, they have exactly the steps to take, the websites to use, the checklist to use. There's no questions. Like, it's just, you do this, this, and this, and you'll completely replace your job income with profit from rental properties step by step. Takes all of the fear of the unknown out.
So basically, if you really want to get educated about starting the process, funding your big life, and learning how to do this, you take this 8-week course, invest $800, invest 8 hours of your life, and you start to get really, really clear by the time that you're done.
Yes, you'll be completely confident and knowing, here's the type of property I want. This is the area of the world where I can find it, and this is how much I'll be able to make with it.
So, okay. I'm going to flip the script on you real quick. We'll see how you answer this one. Is this Fund Your Life class over an 8-week period of time? What if you had that? What if you would have joined that 8-week class as soon as you got back from Jamaica? What do you think would have happened?
Yeah, it would have saved me a lot of mistakes, especially when it comes to buying some of the houses without asking the right questions, either of the city or of the person from the seller. We definitely would have not bought some of the properties that we bought because we would have known what to ask. So a lot of this class is based on things that I wish that I had known 4 years ago. And I just wanted to prevent other people from making those mistakes.
That's what I was waiting for you to hear. Hey, in order to go from 4 years to 3 years, just go to my class, fundyourbiglife.com, and it'll save all these mistakes and headaches, and you'll get there faster.
Yeah, absolutely. And what you collect in rent in 1 month is way more than $800.
I love it. This is super awesome. Okay, Heidi. So you want to switch gears a little bit and have some fun?
Sure.
let's learn a little bit about you, because it's incredible. All right. Like, you're a mom, you're a superwoman, you're an investor, you're a coach, you're a world-class chef that loves to take pictures of her pizza. You're a mom, all of those things. Yeah.
Yeah. Last night, the frozen pizza was so burnt, even the 8th grader wouldn't eat it, but the 6th grader did.
So the one thing that you're really, really great at is investing in real estate in order to fund your life, in exchange for, I don't really need to learn how to cook.
I don't know.
I'll trade.
It's fun. Yeah. Every time you say yes to something, you have to say no to something else, right? I said no to learning how to cook.
Amen. There you go. You can leverage that. So we're going to switch to the Clarity 5, and that will be, what, you got a specific TV show or a movie series that you're currently watching right now, or you're streaming?
My kids, the 6th grader and 8th grader, they love studying history. So when we have family movie nights, we're always watching either historical fiction, or we're watching documentaries. Like, we're watching Band of Brothers or Saving Private Ryan, those types of movies. That's what we do. And that's also how we plan our vacations. They pick historical sites around the world, whether it's Pearl Harbor, the beaches of Normandy, or Winston Churchill's war rooms in London or Berlin. They pick the historical sites and we go.
So you're intentional about your vacations as well.
Yes, I love that they love to learn about history.
I love it. How about a book? It doesn't have to be a business book, but any book that's had, I don't know, you're reading now, or it's had an impact on you.
I'm not reading any books for fun now. I've started taking a class to be a certified financial planner to help people plan for their later years. So all my free time is reading textbooks for my certified financial planner class.
Got it. Okay. Still educating yourself.
Yep.
Cool.
Always.
How about a mentor or anybody that you're specifically following or studying? CEO, business person, investor?
Well, of course, I'm always watching what Gary Keller does and listening to Gary Keller. He's the most brilliant man alive. And I go to the Bigger Pockets blog and Bigger Pockets podcast for ideas on investing.
All right, Heidi, if you can go back to when you were 20 years old, what advice would you give to yourself?
I would say, what advice would I give myself at age 20? Patience and perseverance will pull you through just about anything. Like, don't worry, just plan and have patience and keep pushing. Awesome. And trust that it's going to be okay. Everything's going to work out. Feel the fear and do it anyway.
Feel the fear and do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
We face our fears because our goal demands it.
That's right.
Okay. So if you can pick any other profession outside of real estate in any capacity, so not real estate investments or real estate sales, what would it be?
Well, when I was in college, I had a job at the YMCA teaching like preschools and kindergartners ballet and tap, and it was so much fun. I'd go back to doing that. It was a blast. They were so cute.
Teaching 5-year-olds ballet. Oh,
yeah.
Sounds right. Okay.
Oh, it was so much fun. Yeah.
I love it. All right, Heidi, this has been awesome. Sincerely appreciate your time. I want to thank you for being a guest and for joining us today. Especially a special thank you to our sponsor, Clarity Now. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast to get the best in the trenches with top business owners and who is winning and willing to share their successes. Thank you so much. This has been awesome.
Thank you, Craig. Have a great day. Bye.
You too.